history, I pause to take a sigh about the land, Afghanistan, where empires go to die. Alexander the Great, he tried and failed. The Mongols, they did too. The British and the Russians, they got their ass kicked too. America's been there many years, and I ask myself why we don't learn from history, where empires go to die. They say it's terrorism, that's political malarkey. Just follow where the money goes, to a corporate oligarchy. The food crops they once grew with a plow and a hoe been turned into opium poppies, growing row on row. Our infrastructure's crumbling, our social structure too. It's a corporate scam, they don't give a damn while screwing over me and you. Outrage, I don't hear no public cry about sending young men and women where empires go to die. We lost people and treasure in Vietnam, and there still ain't no upside. We're doing the same in a no-win game where empires go to die. It's a new world order agenda with a demonic rising tide. They want America's soul in a deep dark hole where empires go to die.
Night Dreams Talk Radio Network brings you the World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
I'm James Creechbaum with the Paranormal and World Changes News. Tens of thousands flee New South Wales South Coast in the biggest evacuation in Australian history. A mass exodus from the New South Wales South Coast is underway ahead of extreme fire conditions predicted for Saturday. Also, a physicist pursues lifelong dream of time travel. University of Connecticut physicist professor hopes to one day build a working time machine. During a recent interview with CNN, the professor claimed that he had written a scientific equation that could serve as the basis of time travel. Pulsating orb recording flying erratically in South Carolina sky. A father and son headed to a dinner in South Carolina say they saw something unexplained in the sky the day after Christmas. A glowing orb that resembled a star, but it bounced and floated for nearly 5 minutes. There is a video that shows the orb at a standstill, vanishing and moving back and forth behind a line of trees. Now, it changes in direction, are erratic, and seem to defy the capabilities of a helicopter. Also, a presidential candidate speaks out about UFOs. Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar has expressed an interest in disclosing information about UFOs. Arizona UFOs. Again, Arizona ended 2019 with a couple of UFO incidents which can't be easily dismissed as drones, including one that seems to have returned to the same spot over Mesa to be witnessed and recorded by the same shocked couple on New Year's Eve. How will we know if we found alien life? Well, according to some, if we find it, how would we even know? Because it could be totally different in biological things that we could even recognize. We might not be looking at it and not even know. This is what some of the reports are out, how to recognize extraterrestrial life if we've even found it on other places. Next news break, top of the hour.
Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. You're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, with our host, Gary Anderson.
And that is me. This week has just flew by so freaking fast. I just can't believe it. Last night we had Terry Lovelace on. We were talking about, well, James, wasn't that kind of really exciting last night? He was talking about his encounter when he was in the Air Force. Him and his buddy decided to go camping. Never one of them greenhorns on camping. But, well, what type of thing did they expect when they went camping? Well, to have fun. Well, in their case, they didn't have any fun at all. What happened is they saw triangle lights up in the sky, and it came closer and closer. Then it got overhead, and then it started shooting out like laser beams, like it was doing something to sense, well, who was down there. Next thing, they got tired, really extremely tired, went to, well, sleep, barely even made it in there. And then the next thing they heard, it sounded like a big diesel train parked, which there was no trains around there. So they stuck their head out, and they saw this huge triangle UFO, just hovering above the ground with little children, so they thought. But James, what were they?
They were definitely not little children. They were pretty much, as they described, little grays, as we've come to know them as. But yeah, they were definitely not children. And wouldn't that would really stop you in your tracks to see that. Time as you would know it would just stop right there.
Well, you know what? It really caused me, again, not to sleep good last night, because I had a couple nightmares about, his story of what happened to him. And for the people who didn't catch the show, you should go on to www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Well, wait till this show is over and listen to Terry Lovelace, the replay from last night's show. I'll tell you, if you believed in UFOs and aliens, this will scare the you-know-what right out of you. Because whatever happened to him and his buddy wasn't something that gave off orbs, and it wasn't friendly. What they did do was abduct him, and evidently did some experimenting with him, because they were finding themselves standing naked with their clothes in their hand. But what really got them really scared, they couldn't even move, if I remember right, James.
Right, exactly. And here's what I say to anybody that is skeptical or doubters or whatever you want to categorize yourself. If you listen to this man telling this story, now I have uncanny ability to read people, but forget all that. Just listen to his conviction. You can tell this man is not making this up. This is real, it's legit. And that's what makes it scary, because it's real, and you can feel it's real in this guy's voice. My goodness, he can't sleep at night, Gary.
No, and the guy is credible. He's a former U.S. Assistant Attorney General. So, and he actually even used to try, criminal cases. So the guy is very, very credible. To be a U.S. Assistant Attorney General, you got to be, somebody with, good reputation. And what kind of set me off last night is when he was aboard this UFO, he heard the screams of people. And he said mainly he heard a woman scream. And it wasn't type of like, I'm scared type of scream. It was like, I'm in pain type of scream. And there was a whole bunch of, humans on this UFO. And he was lucky. Him and his friend, for some reason, was returned. But these other people weren't so fortunate.
No, they weren't. And you know what? I'm on a little crusade. I got a lot of things burning in the fire, but one of them is, I am telling you, Gary, because there was a lot of people in this huge ship, and he's going that conveyor belt, and he can hear these horrific screams of dozens of people in horror being poked and prodded or whatever they're doing to them. So can you imagine that alone? Now, I'm going to try to find somebody. If there's anybody else that came off that ship, that's the thing. If anybody returned that was on that same date that was abducted, that would be something. That would be something to get a link right there. I think that would be tremendous. I would love to find somebody else that would say, yeah, you know what, that date I was abducted too on this big ship. But the way it looks, unfortunately, I don't think a lot of them people came home.
I don't think probably any of them came home. And how many people are being abducted? If 40 to 50,000 people, according to the statistics from the FBI, are disappearing. Now, these are not what they classify criminal cases. They're just people disappearing year after year after year. Well, it's telling me something is up. Now, I don't know. Maybe UFOs don't exist. Maybe it's just a figment of our imagination. But I can tell you this. If they do exist, they're not giving us friendly, lovable orbs. They're not here to protect us. Regardless of what some of you people might think, they're not here to protect us. And as long as you keep thinking they are, if something goes down, are you going to be like cattle?
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, man, that's the thing. There's so many theories, and I just... I tell you, one of them I just came up with kind of on the fly last night was all the years they've been coming here. They would listen, as advanced as they are, they would already found out about where they're trying to deal with us from 1,000 years ago. So maybe we're just the frog in the old dissection, and also maybe the frog legs on the side. I don't know, but they bring their students here because. And you've said too why they've found out what they need to find out about us, or maybe their invasion tactic is a long range one because they live so long that they just make these hybrids and just kind of feed them into society.
No, yeah, and don't forget our minute to maybe another from another planet. Okay, comparing our time. Our time is based on. Well, the Earth's rotation going around. On another planet, maybe huge, in another solar system, time would not be comparable to what our time is. So we live on the average, 60 to 70, 80, lucky if you live to 90 or more. But, who knows how long they live? Our year could be a matter of minutes or weeks to them. So when you think about, all this stuff, it's really kind of eerie that maybe they're not here to help us. I look at the movie, the day the Earth stood still. Okay, an alien came down trying to help us, and what did we do? We shot him and killed him. And of course, he was regenerated by the robot. But that's what we did, our society. But I don't think they're coming down here to help us because, God, look what's going on. Look what's going on in the news right now. It's scary. Are we going to go to war because of something that happened? I look, there's evil people, right? But do we have the right to assassinate them? Or if you say, yes, we do, well, then maybe they might look at us as evil, and they have the right